This is the Katyusha Guard's rocket battery for Soviet forces in Mid-War Flames of War. This kit is linked to the Enemy at the Gate Soviet Forces book. Russia was a big user of rocket launchers operating a number of different systems. This is the common BM-13 launcher with 16 rockets mounted on the bed of a ZIS truck. If we have a look at the back of the box, there's an assembly diagram with a picture of a completed painted vehicle. The old resin and metal Katyusha kit was renowned for being difficult to assemble. The parts count and assembly of this new plastic kit looks like it will be a lot simpler. The box set contains 4 Katyusha launch vehicles and 2 unit cards. There are no decals, crews or other parts included. Let's look at the plastic. The box contains 4 sprues of dark green plastic. Each one has all the parts to build a single truck-mounted launcher. If we look at the sprue, you'll notice the rockets are moulded together into 2 arrays, one for above the launch rails and one for below. This should simplify assembly. The truck cab is moulded as a single piece, as is the truck chassis. This includes the wheels, which are moulded integral to the chassis piece. All these features will simplify construction, particularly the wheels. There'll be no fiddling about trying to keep wheel parts aligned until the glue dries. I wish the Team Yankee resin and metal BRDM Scout Car wheels had been a bit more like this. Launch rails are a single piece with just a couple of support parts. Everything about this kit has been engineered to make for simple assembly. Let's build one and see the finished product. It went together quickly and without any major issues. The vehicle looks maybe a bit delicate, but the plastic parts are actually pretty rugged and should stand up okay to normal table use. As is now usual for Battlefront plastics, detail is crisp, sharp and well defined. Let's look at some history. Soviets considered artillery the god of war, often amassing huge numbers of guns and rockets to fire in support of their troops. Rocketry was still a developing field in the 1920s and 30s, but the military applications were apparent. Rockets had a number of advantages over conventional artillery. They could be cheaply manufactured by factories that didn't have facilities for machining heavy gun barrels for conventional artillery. The launch impulse of the rockets was far less than the recoil forces of firing a shell. This meant they could be launched from a lightweight rail and be mounted on light vehicles like trucks or even jeeps. This made them mobile. Because multiple rockets were launched simultaneously, a target area could be saturated with fire. German troops nicknamed them Stalin's organ. There were some disadvantages, however. The launch signature of rockets was immense, making them easy targets for counter-battery fire. They also took longer to reload, meaning longer pauses between salvos than with guns. But as with many weapons, tactics of employment make the difference. Alongside standard tube artillery, the rockets could deliver a devastating sudden blow. Then conventional guns could keep up the pressure while Katyushas repositioned and reloaded. This tactic made the best use of the rocket barrage's shock effect to help achieve the breakthrough that was so much part of Soviet doctrine. So can we do the same with them in Flames of War? Here's the unit card for the Katyusha battery. The weapon's listed rate of fire is salvo, not artillery. The back of the card says this means Katyusha batteries use the 10-inch 25cm square template rather than the standard 6-inch square artillery template. This template can't be placed within 6 inches or 15 centimetres of any friendly team. They have a 64-inch or 160cm range, with an anti-tank of 2 and a 4+ firepower. So they can reach across most tables on bombard a bigger area, but they aren't really going to kill tanks. There's no reload mechanic in the rules, so the rockets can fire each turn. Katyushas are forward firing, so they can only target units fully in front of the battery. These are fearless guard units with a 3+ motivation and are trained troops with a 4+ skill. This gives them a decent chance to hit. However, they are aggressive, so a hit on a 3+, and only have a 5+ save against incoming hits. Given they are unarmoured teams, it's probably best to keep them out of sight and away from direct fire. Unarmoured also means they can't charge into contact in assaults, and they must break off if assaulted. These units can't hold up against close combat. 2 Katyushas are 4 points and a battery of 4 is 8 points. Well worth considering for the long-range salvo bombardment. Think of all the teams you can get under a 10-inch template if the enemy bunches up, particularly if they're defending an objective. So that's the plastic Katyusha rocket battery from Battlefront. I think this kit is an elegant illustration of the mastery Battlefront have achieved in engineering plastic kits. Parts are designed to require minimal assembly but still turn out a detailed kit of even a complex shaped unit like this one. Sculpting the chassis and cab as single parts is elegant, and not having to glue and align 6 wheels is very welcome. It would also appear to be a useful unit for Soviet players. The expanded salvo template can do some serious damage. If nothing else, it must be demoralising for an opponent to sit under salvo after salvo of incoming rocket fire. Great for digging infantry off an objective with repeat bombardments. I don't play Soviets, but I really want to see these in action in a game. Thanks to Blitz and Pieces for supplying this review kit. Their support is the only way the channel can continue to review a wide range of new kits. They're also generously offering Fog of War viewers a discount on version 4 Flames of War kits from their online store. Enter Fog of War 2019 Q1 at the checkout. I urge you to give them a try. You can also get free shipping on orders over 200 Singapore dollars.